Hey, it's me, unapologetically T, and I'm here. I wanted to do a video. Oh, butterfly. I told you I always feel like a squirrel when it comes to like nature. But it's a beautiful yellow and black butterfly. I don't know the names of these butterflies, but I just admire their beauty. But that was pretty cool. Hopefully I'll see some more today. But yeah, so I wanted to do a video on destiny swapping. Um, if you haven't heard about like the concept of destiny swapping, it is trying to put it in my own words. Let me Google it real quick and put it in my own words. But I mean, I have my own idea of it, but I want to make sure I'm giving you an accurate thing. So with destiny swapping, it's like I thought. When I do these videos, I literally do them because I feel called to, and not because I've done prior research. It's typically off experience or a calling to it. So destiny swapping, definitely from like my perspective and what I want to talk about is the idea that like a person can swap destinies with you or someone else, and you also could do that too. And they feel like it comes from like, the magic. We're all magic. So we just don't realize how powerful thought is, how powerful it is when you speak it and all that stuff, how powerful your actions are. And so destiny swapping is real. A lot of times you hear things like trying to keep up with the Joneses, you hear, monkey see, monkey do. You hear those terms and you don't put them into the context that people are literally, sometimes it's not admiration. Sometimes it is purely that a person is coming after your dreams. And that is literally all destiny swap. They're coming after your life, what you have. This is beyond jealousy. Jealousy is more of, someone being upset that you have something and they don't. I think destiny swapping would correlate with envy. Destiny swapping correlates with envy. This is, you have it, I want it, I'm gonna take it. And so I have had people in my life, like I've had my blood sister cousin tell me, and I've been transparent with y'all, incest is in my family. I'm not ashamed of it because I didn't do it. The fuck? Like, what the fuck I'm gonna be ashamed of it for? I didn't do it. And shit, I guess after they did it, they shouldn't be ashamed either because they did it and decided to have children out of it. So literally, I do have a sister cousin. However, I identify with her as a distant cousin. God gave me a choice because clearly I had options with that one. All right, let me stop being mean. But no, she's crossed me deeply, and there's no coming back over there. There's no coming back over. So I refer to her as sister cousin. And she literally told me, like, I remember one time I had a house. I was in my early 20s. I literally was homeless before I got this house. I was homeless, and I told y'all, I've experienced homelessness a couple of times throughout my life. Different severities to it. This one, it wasn't as bad. I was homeless. I was waiting for the house. My mom and I was living together, and she had moved, and I was waiting for a house to come through. And she literally, one of my family members through marriage, but I look at her as family, period. She's been a better niece than my blood niece has been. So I do look at her like she's my niece, but she let me come stay with her. We're the same age, but my niece is a year older than me, so one of them. So she let me come stay with her until I could get on my feet and get the place. So I was like going through this like transitional time. And it was like, I had finally got the house. I couldn't even furnish the house completely. I lived in predominantly one part of the house just because I couldn't even fully furnish the rest of the house. So it was like a blessing. I had this big ass house, and it was nice. And there was two people that showed me envy when they came into my house. There was other people who kind of like showed some like, ahs and oohs. I'm happy for you. Love that. I had some like jealous, but I can deal with jealous. Jealous just mean, they ain't got what they want yet, but they gonna get it. But envy shows up, and I literally had my sister cousin tell me, "Ooh, I love your house. I'm gonna take it." And me and my other sister that I don't deal with either, like, we looked at each other and we was like, what she just say? Did she just say she was gonna take your house? And I was like, do you mean that you gonna get your own house? Or did you really like mean that she was gonna take my house? And she really meant like she was gonna take it. And I just honestly want to tell you, like, all realization, it was a big ass house. It was too much for me to clean. Like, baby, I was working 2 jobs. I was in college. I had the partner who was struggling with drug addiction, so I'm taking care of him. I'm taking care of my child. I literally did not have time and energy or the money to have that house. And so literally I was happy when it was over. Like, I was happy when the lease was over and the lady who was renting it, did not want to renew the lease. She was going to end up selling the property. I was so happy. I was just like, thank God, like, I can, move into an apartment and these people can cut the grass. These people, because a lot of people don't realize what it takes to own a house or like even rent a house. Like, you're responsible for the grass. When things would break down, because she was like not like a well-versed landlord, she would get people off Craigslist to come to the house. I'm like, I don't know these people coming up in this house. Like, I'm thinking it's trusted people. Like, no, she was getting people for Craigslist to come to the house. But she was a dope landlord. She was a really nice lady. But it was just, like, it wasn't like an apartment where, like, I mean, I could hold her accountable, but like, I had to go through all these steps. Like, an apartment, like, you can kind of like threaten them, like, hey, look, I know the law, come fix this shit. And then sometimes they are still crazy, but it just felt like I wasn't responsible for more. So like, I was literally happy, but I really think like she really wanted to take this house from me, and it wasn't an admiration. It wasn't pure. If I can't have what you have, I don't want you to have it either. And so, like, literally, I heard this come out of her mouth. Like, it wasn't just me, it was another witness there. And it was just like, what the fuck did she just say? You literally have to pay attention and believe people. They tell you all the time. They tell you in your face. They tell you to your face. They tell you. You just sometimes don't want to believe that that's what's happening. And definitely when it's coming to family. When it comes to family, you try to get them the benefit of that. I had no doubts to give no more. I'm gonna take you as face value. I don't have no benefit of the doubt to give you no more. Like, I have to take what the fuck you just said to me as face value. I can ask you to elaborate on the spot, but what I can't do is give you the benefit of the doubt and hold it in until you do more. Because that was like definitely a good example. That's like a blatant example of destiny swap. You do have other people who would destiny swap. Like, I had a friend that would come over to the house, and like, she would literally it was just this vibe and this feeling. Like, she would give out this energy like she was pissed off that I had this house. Like, she just gave it off. And it's like, period, her friendship, throughout her whole friendship, that I look back and reflect on, like, she was always envious. I don't think it's just, these people are not just envious towards me, they're envious towards anybody. I think this happens to people when they fail to live their own dreams in life. It doesn't happen to everybody who fails to do it. But it happens to the ones who literally don't know what their dreams and desires really are. They're just looking at what other people got and want it, and don't know what it takes to have it. So that's the whole point of me making this video, is if you have destiny swappers in your vicinity, in your life, don't fucking worry. Don't worry, because most of the times none of them have any idea what it is to walk in your shoes, what it is to have the things that you have, what you went through to obtain those things. Most of them couldn't walk. They say you can walk a mile in my shoes. Most of them couldn't take a step in your shoes. As soon as they get the same battles and trials and tribulations as you do, you're gonna see them somewhere broken, battered, and bruised, and their recovery won't be like yours. Their recovery will not be like yours. Their recovery will show that they should have stayed on their own life path, and they should have been happy with what they already had. Like I said, jealousy is not a good one. You do have to learn how to be happy with what you currently have. But jealousy and envy are different. Even in definition, they're different. So jealousy is more like, oh, you could literally be jealous and happy for someone else. You could be happy that they have their happiness, but be jealous that they have their happiness and you don't have yours yet. That's how I kind of look at jealousy. You can be malicious with jealousy as well, and I think that's when it really turns into envy. And envy is a horrible trait to have. I really don't know what you can do for someone who is envious of others. Like I said, I've had friends where I literally watched them have these behaviors, and naive of me to think that they didn't feel the same way about me. I've watched them do it with other people. Like, I had a friend where a girl came over and she had just bought a new car, and so she wanted to buy a new car, and she had never even spoke about wanting to buy a new car, said anything about wanting a new car, but then all of a sudden she wanted a new car. And she wanted it for some crazy reasons. Like, she even broke down to me, like, she want to boss up on somebody. And it wasn't the girl who brought the car. It was another person in life. Like, she wanted to have this thing to make the other person feel less than. And I was listening to it, and I was like processing it, and I was like, ugh. Like, ugh. And you gotta pay attention to people that speak like that, who talk like that, because they ain't just doing it to everybody else. They doing it to you too, behind your back. That is a spirit attachment I don't want. I think, like, as a kid, we probably like struggle with like envy and stuff like that. But and not all children. I think it just comes from like whatever environments you in, what you around. But I would try to pray that one away. I would work on myself very hard if that was something that was plaguing me. But yeah, like, destiny swapping is crazy. Because destiny swapping is just alluding to the fact that you have no dreams of your own. You literally have no wants and desires of your own to work towards. You are functioning on a low vibration of what everyone else has and what everyone else wants. And literally, you can't even handle what the next person has endured to have what they have. So, like, chill out. Figure out what it is that you truly want. Figure out what it is you truly want in life, because you're going to try to destiny swap with the wrong person and you're going to end up hurt. You're going to end up not being able to recover. I always chuckle and laugh anytime anybody even remotely tries to destiny swap with me, because I don't even think most people can endure what I endured as a child, let alone it continuing. So be careful. Be careful how you think. Be careful how you speak. There are people who do go to other people, and when we say, people, the magic of destiny swapping, there are people who literally go to practitioners that will take their money and they would try to do destiny swapping that way. There is a crazy I ain't gonna say crazy because all of this shit is crazy, no matter whether you're looking at it from the logical standpoint, spiritual, mental, emotional. All this stuff is wild. I'm not gonna say crazy, but it is wild. Because all crazy mean is literally, it comes from like the Latin word, I think it's Latin, craze, and it just means like that there are cracks. So literally, when they call people crazy, they're calling them broken. Who knew? But aren't we all fragmented in this fucked up world? Aren't we all trying to come back to ourselves? So one could argue that all of us are crazy in some aspects. So I'm kind of owning the whole crazy thing. Like, yes, I am crazy. Yes, I am abnormal, and I love it. I don't want to be like y'all. Not like y'all, because I feel like my audience of people who we are like. But y'all get what I'm saying. Like, we don't want to be like them. Like, we want to be authentic and accept ourselves as how we come. Work on the things, like if you are a person and you just heard some things that triggered you just now, if it had the ability to trigger you, that means that you still have self-awareness, and there's possibly hope and help for you. Like, but you got to do the work. You got to do the work. You got to do the work. Like I said, I think the only way you can combat envy is to pray on that and to actively work on figuring out what you actually want out of life. What you actually want out of life. Not what nobody else want, not what society told you to want, but what you actively wanted out of your life. So yeah, a lot of people will envy or want what the next person want, and they get it, and let's just say they make it through the trials and tribulations, and they get what the next person want, then usually never satisfied. They're usually never satisfied, and definitely coming from a person who I lived life based on, I didn't live life on trying to steal anyone else's dreams. I lived life with dreams that were projected onto me and standards that were projected onto me, and I had to live life accomplishing and meeting those target goals because I felt pressured to. And I was miserable, even just doing it that way. Like, I was miserable as hell. So I can only imagine the misery that comes from you wanting other people's life, and let's just say you survive and you get it. The misery that has to come that once you get it and it don't work out for you, it don't feel good for you because it was never yours to have. Like, it was never yours. It was never meant for you. It was never tailor made for you. So I would suggest, if you are struggling with envy, I ain't gonna condemn you. I'm just gonna say that's a hard one. But you know, definitely try to tap into yourself. Like, you are so far removed from what you want and who you are. You got to tap into yourself. I really don't know that journey because I wasn't there, but I've literally watched the people in my life be envious of me and other people. Like, it's never usually just one person. They're usually envious of a lot of people. Yeah. So, destiny swapping, please make sure your thoughts are pure when you are watching your friends and family and loved ones win. Please make sure that you are tapped into what you want out of life and not what someone else wants you to have, and all that stuff. I think is we have to use discernment. Like, of course, other people can have things that you desire or want or dream of. That's not the same with what I'm talking about. Like, you could literally see someone and, oh my gosh, you just saw they purchase land and it's been a dream of yours to purchase land too. You could just be happy for them and continue working on your goals to purchase land. I am talking about people who literally actually, in most cases, it ain't even on their thought of mind to do these things, and just out of nowhere, like, because they see somebody else doing it or have it, they want it. And they get it and it's like womp womp, or they prey on these people and literally end up in a real fucked up situation because they asked and prayed for the wrong journey. That journey wasn't meant for them. That path wasn't meant for them. So it's just being okay and loving your life. Love the life you have, no matter how hard it is. I do think when you're in the process of healing, none of this is applying to you, because like I ain't want to hear none of that shit. Like, don't tell me love my life. Like, and I'm just being honest. Like, don't tell me to love my life in this point of I'm processing all this fucked up pain and fucked up stuff that did happen to me. Cause deep down inside, I already know that this has happened for a reason. I already know that these people are hurting too. I already know all these things, but what about me? Because I've pushed me to the side. So I do want people to know that there is different processes. Hopefully you find my videos when it's appropriate for you to find them. For real, I just wanted to do the destiny swapping one so that you could be aware that there are people out here trying to steal your destinies. But don't worry, don't panic. I always say, what God got for me, nobody can take. Like, it's meant for me. It's for me, and that's confirmation. Literally, it's confirmation. It's probably been some confirmations going off this whole video. So yeah, like I really did the video for that. Just that alone. Like, don't worry about the destiny swappers. They're gonna fuck themselves. But yeah, but I do want to say, like, when I say to love yours, there's levels to this, and there's levels to healing, and there's phases and stages to it. Whew. There's phases and stages to it, and I'm so happy that I finally got to go through the healing process. I don't care how grueling it was and still can be sometimes. We're constantly healing. But I got to go through this process. I'm so used to like jumping over it. Like, people be like, get over it. Nigga, take a leap. Like, take a leap real quick. But going through it, you get to process those lessons, those people in your life, and you get to make sure that shit don't happen again. Getting over it, you don't have that deep processing. You don't get to understand what you need to understand all the time, and you're more likely to go through it again. And so this time, I'm so happy that God afforded me to like actually go through all the things that I literally hopped over. And so I'm gonna end this video here, and I'm gonna just say that if you are around destiny swappers, they usually show you signs. They show you signs when they talk about situations with other people. They will blatantly sometimes tell you to your face. Just pay attention and be very cautious about who you align with, who you allow to be in your life. I don't care if they're family, whoever. If they're showing you that you for the taking, protect your peace. Protect your peace. Protect you. Protect your family that you actually have. If you haven't started a family yet, protect you. You're worthy. And I tell y'all, these videos are not just for you. I have to look back on these and see if I'm maintaining what I'm saying. So, I just want to lead us here. Don't worry about them destiny swappers. Don't worry about them destiny swappers. You gonna look back at them destiny swappers, and them destiny swappers are gonna be in regret, because maybe they didn't know what it took to be you. They didn't know what it took to be you, because it's less about the things you have. They don't even know what it took to be you. They don't know what it took to be you. And if only they could be themselves. So hang in there. Identify who needs to be identified and cut the faucet off. And I know it's easier said than done, but just give yourself grace, time, and you'll get there. Like, you'll get to a point where you can identify and cut these people off. And I'm gonna end for real. Y'all know I'm long-winded.